It's getting pretty scary to fly in Joe Biden's America. Shocking video shows flames spewing from the engine of a Southwest Airlines plane. It had just taken off from Houston to sunny Cancun. The aircraft landing safely and has been taken out of service. And if that doesn't scare you out of flying, a stunning new FAA report reveals there's been a staggering 46 close calls in the last month alone. Some fear it's only a matter of time before something deadly happens. The shortage of air traffic controllers could be to blame. According to the Wall Street Journal, quote, the FAA has failed to train enough new controllers to replace those who are quitting or retiring. So what's Mayor Pete doing about it? Well, he promised months ago that he was on the case.
As we look at the recent incidents of the last year or so, and as NTSB and FAA continue to investigate, we can't wait for the next catastrophic event to seek the warning signs of today, fully determine the contributing factors, and swiftly address them.
What? Have you flown recently, and did you find it unsafe in any way?
Oh, you're asking me?
I am asking you.
Well, I did just share with you. Here's what I think. There's something's happening. You know, you've got demand way up. You've got prices that have come down. You've got people post-pandemic wanting to travel. Right. You have pilots that are now too busy in some cases. We love our pilots, but they're not showing up for work. They're demanding more pay. The airlines aren't always meeting that demand. They are chronically understaffed, particularly when it comes to the towers, where they obviously direct all the traffic, and this is essential for landing and taking off the plane safely. There are facilities in New York and Philadelphia that are staffed at 60% or less. And you know what happens then? You can't operate at less than what you're supposed to be at. What do? Mandatory overtime. So now it's being reported that the demands of the job have left some burnt out, even using alcohol and sleeping pills to relieve their stress. This could be a deadly combination. I'm not trying to scare people, but I mean, take it all in. There could be a disaster in the works here.
Have you noticed the same thing when you've been at the airport?
I've certainly noticed the delays, the fact that there aren't flights that you would think that you could get easily. Like, I need to go to Dallas in the evening, which used to be super easy. It's an American Airlines hub now. Now there isn't a flight past 8 o'clock to go and do that. I was searching every airline. Southwest is the one that has one available, which I know. Ooh, she made the face I made. Anyway, I'll see you on Southwest. But there was an IG investigation into this, and they found that 77% of air traffic control facilities across the country are understaffed at this moment. So we lost a lot of people out of COVID, and the trend line was starting before that. I think like the highest peak that we had was in 2012. That was obviously a lot before COVID came, but they have to find a solution to this. I mean, this is something, and you know, I tend to defend the administration, but Mayor Pete, or Secretary Pete, I'm sorry, needs to find some decent solution to this. And you have to find the money to pay people more. You have to find a way to recruit people to come to these jobs, which usually is directly related to how well that you're paying them, because it's dangerous.
Does Mayor Pete have a plan to address this, Judge?
Don't ask me. Don't ask me about Mayor Pete. I mean, look, here's the problem. COVID led to a training delay, apparently. And as a result of that, they haven't caught up. Now, to me, that's stupid. Okay, if there was a training delay, then I double it at this end. If they say you can't, to be an applicant, to be a flight and air traffic controller, you have to be under 31 and retire at 56, okay? Why are they forcing people to retire at 56? Change the age to 60, okay? Real prime. And now what they're talking about is raising the age of the pilots as well, because they limit them. And it's true, there's alcohol, drugs are doing everything they can to try to make sure that they're awake at least to fly.
Alcohol's not going to help that.
Yeah, no, I know that, but they're just trying to survive. 40% of the delays occur in the New York area. Okay, they originate in the New York area. What does that tell you? It would seem that we're a Democrat state. We should be able to get some money from the federal government. But the FAA is apparently requesting more for training, hiring, technology. But you know what? Requesting it is one thing. He's a cabinet member. He should be able to get it done. But I don't know if he's interested in that.
If you say robot pilots, I am going to punch you with love.
How did you know? That's all I have. I said, we don't know what the close calls are. They said there's roughly 50, but there are two words to explain them. human error. You know who doesn't have training deficits? Robots, machines.
Yeah,
machines.
this phone never acts funky.
Yesterday we talked about, you went into a little panic over self-driving cars.
Not
There were
panic.
no fear. After the show, I found you in the green room weeping. You were weeping.
I stubbed my toe.
No, that's true. But the fact is, knock on wood, a lot of these issues are small right now. You got delays, you got fights. That's what we're seeing because we have a lot of people flying. But the fact is, I would still rather fly than get on the West Side Highway at 8 o'clock. There's a hell of a lot of destruction going on that people who are, because we have fewer law enforcement, there's people driving like maniacs. And everybody knows this wherever you are. And then you've seen the fatalities go up. So it's still safer to fly. I think we're in a desperate hiring phase because we're almost at full employment. Everybody you could employ is being employed. So you do have to ramp up the training. So there are some actual practical things you can do that I'm offering. But at the bottom, it's always going to go back to when humans are in charge, they make mistakes. You need the robots to take over.
Okay, so you will fly on a robot plane.
I already do. We already do. Those planes fly themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, really? They do, Greg? They fly themselves? The guys in the cockpit are just hanging out, sleeping?
I got onto a plane and they were all drunk. I'm joking. They were sober. I think.
You weren't talking about Southwest. Coming up, liberals are making your kids dumber. We'll explain.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.